Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick, well, it's probably not going to be quick, informal chit chat, get ready with me, hang out, kind of, hey, what's up sort of video. I like doing these videos. I've done 2 of them so far. If you want to see them and haven't, I'll include links in the description of this one. I just set my phone up and press record. I use the mic that's on the phone. I have my lights. Typically I'll have my overhead light on just to kind of brighten it up a lot in here, but I went back to my normal kind of, this is how I light the room if I'm filming on my actual camera and I'm using a separate microphone and preamp and all that stuff. I just think the lighting looks prettier. So I went with this instead. But these are unscripted and they kind of give me a chance to just share some stuff about myself. So I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing because it's kind of an outfit of the day thing. I'm also going to tell you the fragrance that I'm wearing. I'm going to do whatever I do with my face and chit chat about some stuff. I actually know what I want to talk about today. So this might flow easier or worse. I completely fly off the rails. That is highly likely. Today, it started off really beautiful. It was really sunny, it was really warm, but it's still spring in Washington. So the clouds rolled in fairly quickly and it got really cold. And then the sun came out and it got really hot. And then the clouds rolled in. I changed my clothes because I just got too cold. I'm wearing one of Jeff's t-shirts because I just like the way that this, it's soft and it's not my size, but I like how it looks, especially with my denim jacket that I've had for years. I don't even know what brand this is. I got it at JCPenney Black Friday 10 years ago. I've got a pair of Wrangler jeans on, and then my shoes are my Gucci strappy sandals that are kind of my I've had these for so long that I used to refer to these as my Sarah Jessica Parker Sex and the City shoes. That's how long I've had these. Jewelry, I'm wearing my Hitchcock Madrona sterling cuff. Now typically I would wear it like this, and I think most people would, but I enjoy flipping mine the other way around. I just like seeing the buckle on the silver one, and I like that there's sort of a little surprise when you turn your wrist over. I just think it looks cool. I've got on a little friendship bracelet that I made myself because I'm my own friend. This Gucci cuff that I've had for as long as I've had the shoes. This also came from Hitchcock Madrona. I've got on 2 chains, one of them under the shirt. This is a little sterling spike that I got from Hitchcock Madrona. This is actually my wedding gift from Jeff, and then this is the gift that I got him. I got us both one, also from Hitchcock Madrona, but this I had made out of a sketch, and then I texted a photo to Erica, and I'm like, can we do this? And this is actually our initials stuck together, so it's an H and a W, and it's also an H and a W this way. Rings, wedding band, which is rose gold. I'll show it to you. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And then this is a bunch of little frogs on this little sterling band that I'm just sort of stacking with this. And then this is a sterling, just like a chain ring. I never noticed that I could show, since I'm on my phone, I can show you stuff up close because I don't have to worry about, I like how I do that, and then you can't focus. Okay, for right now I think I look fine. I should probably not do anything to my face and just hang out and chat. Fragrance today, I am actually wearing 2, not layered, but one on one side and one on the other because I picked up the Mon Guerlain Florale, which was, it's impossible for me to find anywhere. I had to order this online and I just wanted to smell it. I'm like, ugh, I just want to smell it. Can I just smell it, please? Anybody? And I'm wearing the regular Mon Guerlain on this side. And at this point, they both smell the same. I've had them on for a few hours now, and I can't tell a difference between the 2. This, on my skin, smells sort of like an eau de toilette version of this. It's a little bit lighter. The journey to get there is slightly different. This is somewhat, it has a brightness to it. They are so similar though. So my thinking is, I'm gonna give you a review now. If this, the regular Mon Guerlain, is like a signature of yours that you love and you wear all the time, definitely pick this up because it's similar and slightly different, and I think probably a good version of this for summer because it's just maybe a little bit crisper, a little bit brighter. If you have this and you like it, but you don't wear it all the time, you wear it now and then, it's pretty, it's fine, don't bother. Because it's just too similar. It's essentially like a vanilla lavender sort of a scent. I don't get a lot of lavender in it, but that's just my nose. To me, it just sort of smells like a sweet vanilla kind of a perfume. It's very pretty. It's very friendly, but it can be a little bit, the sweetness can just be a little too much for me, a little too celebrity fragrance. That's my review of that. Let's talk about what we're gonna do with makeup. Should we? Should I bother? Or should I just talk about what I wanted to talk about? I was going to take off my face. I'm just gonna add to this because I think it's fine. So what I wanted to talk about was the various like creative projects that I've been working on. I'm taking a little bit of Country Mist by Estee Lauder and just putting it out on a palette. I'm going to use this as like just a light concealer. I have been trying to upload new videos, makeup type videos, at least every Friday, whether it's a get ready with me and a chit chat and a hangout or whatever. I'm not promising it. I'm not saying I'm going to maintain that schedule. It's just something that I've been enjoying doing. So I'm trying to do it. It's sort of a goal that I've set for myself. Last week, I kind of missed because I did upload a video. It was a Prince cocktail because it was Prince's birthday. So I did a cocktail and I talked about my favorite Prince movies. And I was going to do another video, but I ran into some technical problems and then it got frustrating and then it didn't work and then it wouldn't upload and then it was, so I just let it go. But I still worked on other content for not necessarily YouTube. So this is part one of what I was going to talk to you about. But I am thinking about podcasting. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I get a lot of requests for it. I think that it would be kind of fun to do. It gives me a chance to sit down and talk without having to make myself look like I want to look on camera, and talk about other things that I might not normally talk about on here, I guess, which I could. I just don't. And when I say that, I'm thinking about doing probably a podcast series that would have a definite end date. It's like a season, and each one has a theme. And if it did, then the theme would be anxiety, because I was going to talk about anxiety, different coping mechanisms. Now, I'm not a professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm not what all that stuff. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. But it's something I've dealt with for years. And I'm not talking about just a little bit of, anxiety. I'm talking about not being able to leave your home for like a decade and having a really hard time going to the grocery store. Really bad, crippling kind of panic attacks and agoraphobia. And so I want to talk about some of that. And some of the things, I don't want this to be a self-help program. This isn't supposed to be do these things and you will get better. This is just sort of talking about my own experience, partly because one of the things that's so hard about it is how alone you feel when you're dealing with it. And so for myself, the first time I heard somebody else say, as an example, I didn't plan on talking about this right now, but one of the things that was very, moving for me was the first time I heard someone who was dealing with it say that they couldn't go get a haircut. And I burst into tears, because that was something that I'd been hiding for a long time, that I couldn't get a haircut because I was afraid that what if I freak out in the middle of my haircut and I run out of the building and then I've got half of a haircut, let alone not being able to even get there in the first place. That kind of stuff is weird. And in a way, it's also kind of funny. I have a bit of a sense of humor about it, and that's also what I want to bring to this, is that sharing some of the things that were really, really difficult, and also you can kind of laugh about them in a way. If it's something that you're going through as well, it's definitely something that I think people can commiserate on and find the sort of the humor in it, even though it's not actually funny. So that's the kind of stuff, mixed with sort of relaxation sessions, deep breathing techniques, techniques for dealing with anxiety, like everyday anxiety, as well as even things like insomnia, stuff that I have learned over the years. I want to include that in these as well. And that is something that I think sits better in a podcast format, because that's something that you don't have to have your phone on. If it's on YouTube, you kind of still have to leave the player on. If you're watching it on your phone or on your computer, you have to have the screen on. Being able to actually just press play on something, have headphones in, and lay down and relax. So I'm working out how to do that, because I want to have it completely done before I even start uploading. So I've kind of got a bit of a map for myself. how many weeks I might do it, how many episodes per week, and then I need to start writing and recording. So this is something that may be a ways off. And I'm not even promising that it's going to happen, but it's something that I would like to do. If it does, I would tell people on here and wherever else, because it's important that, I guess, if you want to know, then you know where to go to find it. Because a lot of people don't. I do post in various things. People will often comment on here and go, "Oh, I haven't seen you in so long. It's great to see you again." And it's, well, I don't necessarily post so much on social media anymore, but I post a lot of photos on my website, like things I've been up to for the week. I post entries on there, and so this would be sort of another form of content as well, outside of just videos on YouTube. So that's one thing. I still haven't applied. I keep dipping this in the product and I haven't put a damn thing on my face. That's one thing that I have been up to. At the same time that I'm doing that, I also don't, this is going to be hard because now I have to take my glasses off. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I can't see a damn thing. So in the middle of all of this, trying to create content for YouTube, working on the podcast ideas, I'm still exploring fragrance like education, fragrance as something to kind of play around with, and fragrances to develop. I am also working on finishing a new album. And that's something that I don't want to lose sight of because I really enjoy doing that. So I have been, I was going to use, this is a good time to stop and talk about makeup because we've gone from one topic to another. I'm trying to use up my MAC Mineralized Loose Foundation because I believe that this is discontinued. So I'm working on a new album. It is essentially, it's done in a lot of ways. All the songs are done. They're all pretty much recorded. I'm recording vocals, layering, mixing, all that stuff. It's a little slow going because it's different than it's actually more like music that I typically do than my first record. So my first album, which you can buy on iTunes or Amazon or CD Baby if you'd like, it was called Benediction. My first album is, in a lot of ways, it's different than music that I might normally do. I tend to write pop songs. That's kind of my forte. I really like the Cars, I like Prince, I like T-Rex, I like the B-52s. These are kind of my big inspirations, I think. And so my first record, this was my process. This is what I did. I wanted to, and I've made albums before. I just did them and I usually gave them to friends. I've got probably like 8 albums leading up to Benediction that I did in the past. I used to do like 2 a year. But I would just hand them out to people. I never sold anything because I didn't think that it was, that I could. Like I thought that it was just something that I just did and just gave to people and whatever. But I wanted to make something to actually sell, to actually put out into the universe. I worked for 2 years on Benediction. It was originally called, I'm going to tell you the original title. I'm sure that I've told you guys this before. It was originally called The Semiconductor Receiver of Asphodel, and that should be a clue as to how kind of pretentious this piece was. It was a double album that included a lot of like sort of wall of sound stuff, experimental pieces, as well as some like regular songs, a lot of acoustic work. I completely went away from the computer. I wrote all my lyrics and my chord charts on a notebook. I actually had to buy, because I never had one, an old 4-track cassette recorder that I recorded this thing on, as well as some outside recording equipment so I could like record ambient sounds from, I'd write a song about some experience and I'd go to that location and record the noise of that place. I was listening to a lot of lo-fi stuff. I was listening to a lot of Exile and Geifeld from Liz Phair. And I had this whole thing. So I remember I got it all mixed together, put it all in order, put it on a CD, put it in my car, went for a drive and listened to it. And which is the worst place to listen to music because you've got all the road noise, but it's what every time I make a new song, I like to put it in the car and I go for a drive and I listen to it. So I'm driving, I listen to it, and when it's done, I kind of pull over and I cry inside a little because I realize this is really horrible. It's fairly pretentious. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's just sort of not very good. And I thought, this isn't like my first piece that I'm putting out there. This can't be the high. This isn't my handshake. No. So what I decided to do, I didn't give up, and I was glad that I did it because it was a fun process to go through. It was this whole big cathartic thing. I should put something else on my face. Let's throw in a bronzer. This is Too Faced, the Chocolate Soleil, is that right? Which, I hate that I love this. I hate that I love it, because I hate that Too Faced makes all their products smell like food. I think it's stupid, but it's a really good bronzer. So I decided to take those tracks that I had. I got rid of the ones that I thought were really bad. I mean, I still have them, but I like set them aside. I picked the tracks that I thought were actually sort of viable songs, and then I threw in some demos that I had been working on just as an aside. So Benediction, as it stands, is sort of a combination of that old double album of material with some demos that I had recorded. So it does still have like a nice sort of lo-fi sound that was recorded like on 4-track cassette. There's a lot of tape hiss, there's the clicks and the pops from the machine and all that stuff. And I liked that, and I wanted to keep it. I wanted it to sound like sort of writing journal entries up late in your room at night, angry, upset, horny, whatever. All of those kinds of feelings that one might feel, I guess. It's a very personal record. Lyrically, it's the most exposed that I've ever kind of been. And I actually think that in a lot of ways it's sort of a sad record, sort of self-deprecating, self-destructive type things. But I'm really proud of it, and I really like it. The new record that I'm working on, I'm going to be using MAC's Mother O' Pearl powder from the summer collection, was originally just some of my favorite material that I've ever done. Just stuff that's like me. My toe-tappy fun pop songs that are catchy and have a chorus, and they're just a lot of fun. And a lot of these were songs that I had actually recorded in like 2006 to 2008, around that time period. Let's throw in some lipstick. Done. That's MAC's Midi Mauve. I'm gonna put some like highlighter on, which is the Prep and Prime Essential, like, what is this, oils stick? I'm gonna throw some here and then just press that into my skin. My skin's feeling a little dry lately, so I can use this as a highlight. So a couple months ago, I was working on this project, and I had this idea, and I started plucking out this sort of bass line, and I recorded it, and then I added some other stuff to it, and then I started to work on some lyrics, and then things, look how red my skin gets just from pushing on it. Then I started to, something happened, and it sort of began to take shape in a different way. This is my favorite part of the creative process, is when that, I call it like an accident. That accident happens that, oh, that's it. And all of a sudden it starts to happen. So this album is a collection of some of my fun songs that I really, really like. It is also, there's a sort of a theme that's running through it, and I'm going to tell you the title of it and talk to you a little bit about it. And I think I'm done with my face. So if you want to see me put on makeup, go away, because we're done. The title of the album is called Metamorphosis, and there's a title, the first song is called Metamorphosis, which is actually really interesting because the first song on the Benediction album was Benediction, and I did not plan that at all. But the sort of theme to this is that change and changes and self-acceptance, and I have written some like positive, like, I mean, like self-help kind of positive songs. I say stuff that I would never have said years ago. So it's kind of funny in a way to write these and sing them and listen to them back and be like, wow, that doesn't sound like something that I would say, but it's sort of representative of where I am right now. So this is really about a lot of the changes that I had gone through over the last few years. Now, am I the first person around 40 years of age who woke up one day and looked at their life and went, whoa, what? I don't know if what I've been doing is working out, and went through some sort of midlife unraveling? No. No, I'm not the first person that did that, but it's the first time it happened to me. So I'm excited to share a lot of that through this art form. I don't have a release date for the album yet. I wanted it to be in the summer. I'm hoping that it will be in the fall. It is more complex to put together than the last album. I'm looking forward to finishing it. I want to share it. If you want to hear it, I would love it. If anybody wants to hear it, If they don't, then oh well. And even if you don't get it, that's okay. It's completely fine. It's something that's coming from me, and however people connect with it, I'm totally groovy with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that some of you are as well. Should we stop? Should we be done? That's my face. That was super easy. And yeah, apparently I just wanted to talk. So there you go. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that it was fun. I hope that you enjoyed it. I didn't get really heavy into many topics, but I'm happy to if anybody wants me to. If you have any questions, if you want to share something or talk about something, let me know. I'm totally down for that. It's nice to just be open. You know? Connection. There's not a lot of it going on right now, and I think it's what we look for. Vulnerability is definitely something we look for. It's also, unfortunately, the thing we hide from each other. Connection is something we need, and it's something that seems to be lacking. True, non-judgmental, on either side, connection. I said too much. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon.